Hey guys, MattCraft here, and welcome to my first review of Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 3DS. Not that I'm gonna do another review of it, I just meant... oh, you know what I meant. Anyways, given that the Wii U version is coming out soon, I thought I might as well start my series of video game reviews with the most recent big Nintendo game that's come out, Smash 3DS. Wow, that alone would be a really good name for a game. Sorry. We'll get into my grudge against the 3DS in another review. Part of that grudge, however, says that no 3DS game is without flaw, and sadly, this entry into the Super Smash Bros. Series is no exception. While it may be good overall, it has some serious flaws that I feel need pointing out. Now, in these reviews, I want to go over every detail of the games I cover, for the most part at least. And that means I will nitpick a lot. If you have a problem with me nitpicking, feel free to leave a hate comment in the space below. Or just tell me directly. My phone number is... So yeah, Smash 3DS. Where to begin? This game doesn't really have a story mode, unlike Brawl, so I can't really just cover that. Well, I might as well start with what replaces the Subspace Emissary in this version, Smash Run. In Smash Run, up to 4 players compete against each other to collect power-ups by defeating enemies from the playable characters' respective franchises, finding chests scattered across the map, or just picking some up that are just lying around, waiting to be taken. Please take me. The players, and CPUs if you wish, have 5 minutes to collect these power-ups before they're put into a random match where they compete against the others. These matches can range from races to simple battles to all sorts of stuff. You can also obtain powers that you can use in Smash Run to help your character by default. I'm not exactly sure how these work because I don't play Smash Run that often, so I can't offer much insight on that. Now, why don't I play much Smash Run? Because there is one major problem I have with it. The enemies. Some of these enemies are just dicks. They toss you around, getting you to high damage percentages in places where it's hard to fall off the screen. If they do throw you left or right, you never know if the screen is going to scroll like it should or let you die, making you lose a lot of your power-ups. If you find an enemy that just keeps annoying you, get away from it. The only problem with doing that is that some of the more annoying enemies are really persistent. They will follow you to high hell and back if you let them. By the end of the 5 minutes, you'll likely barely have any power-ups left for it to even matter in the following match. That's probably what powers are for. I don't know, this mode just isn't for me. Now, Smash 3DS has quite a bit of modes actually. Next I should probably cover the obvious one, Smash. This mode is just like the Brawl or Melee modes from the previous games, except with even less to do. Basically, all you can do here is battle in regular matches by yourself or with friends, using whatever character you want on whatever stage you want. Now I guess this is a better time than any to cover the roster. By the way, spoilers, but I think that was implied. Now, there are 49 playable characters in this game, not including the upcoming Mewtwo DLC. See? I told you there was going to be spoilers. Now, that may seem like a lot, but honestly, after playing a bunch of it, it doesn't seem like that much, which is weird because it is. Okay, maybe they pulled a few Mario Kart 8s by removing transformations, but that's still a large upgrade from Brawl. But the Mario Kart 8 doesn't end there. Yes, there are indeed 15 newcomers, but 2 of them are clones, and those aren't the only clones in the game either. More on that later. Also, some of the newcomers are just pointless. I mean, I get Greninja, because everybody fucking loves Greninja, and I guess Rosalina and Luma make sense since she's in everything nowadays. And I really don't want to hate on Bowser Jr. because I was one who actually was hoping for him back in the Robin, Lucina, and Captain Falcon reveal. However, that's when the sentence just about ends. I guess I can understand Robin because Fire Emblem Awakening is the most recent entry in the Fire Emblem series, but Lucina? maybe as an alternate costume for Marth, but as her own character, all she is an exact clone of Marth, give or take a bit of speed. This brings us up to 4 Fire Emblem representatives in this game. Thank God for alternate costumes so that doesn't get any higher. Also, do we really need 7 Mario representatives? The last newcomer that'll even bother defending is Shulk, because Xenoblade Chronicles has a pretty large fan base from what I've seen. I'd get him, I guess. I have no idea how to play as him though. Again, more on that later. As for the rest of the newcomers, we have Megaman, Pac-Man, Duck Hunt, Little Mac, Villager, Wii Fit Trainer, Palutena, and Dark Pit. Now, Megaman was the first newcomer revealed, actually in the same trailer as the announcement of the games. I guess a lot of people were asking for him, and Nintendo is probably gonna buy Capcom soon anyway, so I guess he would be fine if we hadn't not seen him in forever. Now this wouldn't bother me as much if there weren't other characters that we haven't seen in forever, such as Pac-Man. Now, yes, Pac-Man still has games, but his moves are all from his 8-bit days, mostly from the original Pac-Man and other classic Namco games. Also, why is he in his Pac-Man World appearance, not his more recent Ghostly Adventures one? We haven't seen his World one in an actual Pac-Man game since that one game, which has made me rethink my opinions on the entire Pac-Man series as a whole, and not for the better. Right. Anyways, the last character of the pointless ones we haven't seen in a while is Duck Hunt. Yeah, you heard me right. Duck Hunt. The dog and a duck from the NES game, well, Duck Hunt. Now, I can wrap my head around Megaman, and I can wrap my head around Pac-Man. But Duck Hunt? Are you fucking serious? Who in God's name suggested fucking Duck Hunt? I will admit, some of his moves are really unique. But is there any fucking point to any of them? At least he doesn't have any clone moves. Again, more on that later. Now, I would include Little Mac in the list of pointless characters that we haven't seen in a while, but he's actually been in quite a few games recently. I mean, Pac-Man has 2, but, his appearance just, never mind. Now, the fact that Little Mac is in here is kind of interesting. I kept telling my friends when the games were announced that Shadow the Hedgehog couldn't be a playable character because he was already an assist trophy in Brawl. However, when Little Mac was announced, that argument became pretty invalid. Again, I don't really see a point to this character, but he is my favorite one to play as in the game, so I'll chill out. Now, what pointless characters have we seen recently that made it into the game? First off, Villager. Now, think about the term Smash Bros. Who do you think of? You could honestly probably put about any character in Smash. Just about all of them can fight in some way, shape, or form, give or take a few of them. One of those few would be the Villager from the Animal Crossing series. You would never imagine him in a fighting game. It just wouldn't work, but surprisingly, it does. And well, too. Everything about Villager in this game works, from his moves to everything else. It kind of bothers me, but I won't complain about a legitimately good character, unless they're just unnecessary, such as... You know what? No. Think about the term Smash Bros. Again. Think of every character you can that could possibly be in a Smash Bros. Game, and come back. Okay, don't actually, because that could take a while, if not forever. But I will bet all the money I will ever earn in my life that none of you thought of the Wii Fit Trainer. Yes, the male and female trainers from the games Wii Fit, Wii Fit Plus, and Wii Fit U, Wii Fit U, are playable characters in this game. Just why? What purpose do they serve? I guess they're not bad characters to play as, but just why? Who in God's name wanted Wii Fit Trainer? Name one person! Oh yeah, that's right, you can't! Why the fuck are they playable characters? Okay, I kinda lost my cool there. It won't happen again. Maybe. Anyways, the last two newcomers that I wanted to talk about are Palutena and Dark Pit from the Icarus series. Now, this game isn't the first to have characters that we haven't seen in forever. Melee had Ice Climbers and Brawl had Pit. There were some others, but they're not important right now. At the time of Brawl's release, Pit had only been in 2 games, both 8-bit. He and Palutena got their own 3D looks in that game, so why not have them used in other games? So, about 4 years later, Nintendo released Icarus Uprising. This game featured a new character, Dark Pit, a literal clone of Pit. Sort of. I don't know, I never played that game. I've heard it's good though. Anyways, they decided to put Dark Pit and Palutena in Smash 4 because of the large fan base of Uprising. I think these characters are good transitions into my next topic, Movesets. But not before I talk about one major issue with the game. So there are 6 characters that were removed from Brawl, those being Squirtle, Ivysaur, Lucas, Wolf, Snake, and Ice Climbers. I'm fine with the first 5 being gone, but you do not remove Ice Climbers. Once a character is in 2 consecutive Smash Bros. Games, they deserve to stay for good. How dare they remove Ice Climbers? Now, their reason for removing Ice Climbers is pretty legitimate, but it pisses me off nonetheless. So apparently, the Ice Climbers worked perfectly well in the Wii U version, but when ported to the 3DS version, they were super buggy and just would not work. So now they get cut from both versions because they didn't work in one. And of course, that one just had to be the 3DS version. Like I said, no 3DS game is without flaw, and this is no exception. I get it, the rosters have to be the same. But if you have a perfectly well-working character in the Wii U version, keep it in there. Put another 3DS exclusive character in there. I don't care. Just, please, give us Ice Climbers back. Or release the next Smash sooner. On a console only, please. Anyways, movesets. Most characters retain their moves from Brawl, but there are some that are changed, mainly due to transformations being removed. Sheik, Zelda, and Charizard now have new down specials. Well, Charizard's is his previous side special, and his side special is now Flare Blitz, an awesome new move that, while it causes recoil damage, I still love nonetheless. The newcomers have some cool moves too, and I could honestly go into detail on every character, but when I said I'll be looking at every aspect of the game, that was kind of an overstatement. I'm not going to go into detail on 49 different characters. Maybe in another video if you guys want. Please don't want. Now, say you don't like one of the character's moves. There's a feature in this game that honestly just makes the whole experience much, much better for me. And that is custom moves. You can unlock new moves for your characters and change out their specials. That is amazing. Only a few characters have all of their custom moves available from the start of the game, those being Palutena and the 3 classes of Mii fighters. Oh yeah, you can also turn your Miis into fighters as well. How cool is that? They can be a brawler, a swordsman/swordswoman, or a gunner. You can also give them hats, such as the one that let me create the greatest character ever, Toad. Yeah, just because of how awesome this Toad Mii fighter looks in this game, Toad has legitimately become my new favorite Mario character. I love you, Toad. But yeah, while sometimes it can be frustrating to unlock new moves for specific characters, it is so rewarding when you do. These are probably the reasons why my favorite characters in this game are Little Mac, Mr. Game & Watch, and Charizard. You know, I really neglected Game & Watch back in Brawl. I never realized how truly good he is. Also, Charizard could use a bit of speed, but at least they're being realistic with it. Now, you'd think that these custom moves would fix the clone problem, and they do, but there are still way too many clones in this game regardless. There are 4 clones in this game, those being Falco, Lucina, Dark Pit, and Dr. Mario. Now Falco is excusable because he's been... Wait, Dr. Mario? What the hell? Not only are they removing characters that were already in 2 consecutive games, but now they're bringing back characters that missed a game? Now, the Mewtwo DLC is partially excusable because, again, it's just DLC. But, really? Dr. Mario? Now, his premise kind of makes sense, since he features Mario's pre-Brawl moveset, as in the Mario Tornado instead of Blood, trying to draw in melee players who skip Brawl. But he's slower than Mario, so doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of trying to make him feel like Melee Mario? Now he just feels like Melee Dr. Mario. And somehow, that's not the point. The only real issue I have about this is that Ice Climbers are out, but he's back in. You know how people said in Brawl that Lucario replaced Mewtwo? Well, I feel like in this game, Dr. Mario replaced Ice Climbers. I finally feel the old Melee player's pain. Except I still love Lucario, so not really. Anyways, as for the other clones, Falco is excused because he has some differences that distinct him from Fox. Plus, he was in the previous 2 games, so I think he's a staple by now. Then again, that's what I thought about Ice Climbers, and look what happened! Lucina, like I said earlier, is the same as Marth, give or take a bit of speed. The final one, Dark Pit, I hope would be like Dr. Mario, having Pit's Brawl moveset, because Pit's up, side, and down specials are all different. But no, Dark Pit has slightly, and I mean very slightly, altered moves based on Pit's new moves. The only majorly different moves between the two would be their final smash. Pit's is different from Brawl, being some new armor type thing, probably from Uprising. This is likely because Palutena is her own character, so she can't be a part of Pit's final smash. Dark Pit's, however, is the same as Zelda and Cheeks? Yeah, some moves are indeed clones of other characters' moves, even if the characters themselves are not necessarily complete clones of the other ones. I guess this would be a good time to go through Final Smashes. Now, yes, Final Smashes do return from Brawl, and let me tell you, they are glorious. Some characters are changed for obvious reasons, but I'm definitely going to miss Lucario's Omega Laser of Death. Hopefully Mewtwo has it. Oh wait. Also, 6 Pokemon representatives. 6! I also might miss Cook Kirby, but this is much more satisfying to watch. Like I said with movesets, transformations are gone, so that makes for new moves. But there was only one character who transformed into his or her final smash, that character being Samus. Suited Samus's is the same, but she keeps on her suit after using it. So yeah, no more throwing around pieces of your suit. Pieces of Wario's bike also don't stick around anymore, but can still be used as temporary health replenishers. So, what is Zero Suit Samus's if it can't be her putting her power suit on? Well, it's actually this cool first-person shooter-like move that seems similar to Snake's from Brawl. I missed that one, so I'm happy it's back in some way or another. Now, like I said, Final Smashes can be clones. Literally, the possibilities are endless, yet they choose to keep some of them the exact same as other characters. The only one that really pisses me off is, again, Dr. Mario's. Man, I am not cutting this guy a break today. Since Final Smashes weren't in Melee, they could have done anything for a character who missed Brawl. But no, they just copy-pasted Mario's with a new texture. Screw that. Now that we've gotten the characters and their movesets out of the way, it's time to look at some of the stages. Some of these stages are really good, still some others are really bad. The stages in this version are said to be based on handheld titles, and those in the Wii U version based on console titles, which makes a lot of sense. Personally though, I don't think that mattered to them, especially in terms of those based on old school games. That's not what bothers me though. What bothers me is the returning stages. Like the characters, the amount of stages seems much smaller than it really is. But returning stages aren't like clones. They're more like the veterans. But unlike with the characters, Nintendo doesn't remove veteran stages. Sorry. The returning Melee stages don't bother me as much as the returning Brawl stages. They could not have chosen worse Brawl stages to be in this game. WarioWare Inc. and Yoshi's Island are fine, though the latter is a bit boring, but the rest make me want to scream. For Mushroomy Kingdom, it's about the same, except that they removed the underground segment. Seriously, why? Don't give me the system limitations bullcrap, because I know that if the overworld segment is there, then the underground segment would work too. I'm not stupid, Nintendo. Distant Planet is kind of innocent, I just personally don't like it. Green Hill Zone I also don't like, mainly because it seems too small. There isn't much to do on it, and that makes the fights a bit boring. Also, I had the same problem with it in Brawl. If the stage is from the same series as the fastest character in the game, why is it so easy to accidentally run off the stage if you're going too fast? Well, at least that one gives you some room to recover if you accidentally run too far to the left or right. I swear, Flat Zone 2's playable area stops where you can't see. It is so damn easy to get knocked off this stage. It's the worst in Classic or All-Star modes, since you have to fight Mr. Game & Watch on it, who, like I said, is a really good character. Oh yeah, Classic and All-Star modes. I guess that was a nice unintentional transition. But again with Flat Zone 2, Dreamland does not have this limited of a play space, so it has no excuse to. Also, why does it seem like all of the new stages are based off of a previous Smash Bros. Stage? Seriously, almost none of these are 100% original. The most original one I've seen would have to be Warplane, and I dislike that stage because it's just platforms to the side with a giant gaping hole in the middle. Terribly boring. Come to think of it, a lot of stages in this game are boring. Just about all of them are, honestly. The most interesting parts of the stages are the occasional bosses. They appear as large neutral enemies who attack everyone. If you defeat it, something usually happens, like an explosion or a bonus for your character. Then they come right back though. Shame there are only 2 of them in the entire game. All of the stages also have Final Destination forms, which just make them flat with no stage hazards. What's the point of these? They're like playing on Final Destination, but with different backgrounds. I also don't get that, since who wouldn't want to look at this incarnation of Final Destination's background while beating the shit out of people? Oh well, these forms are unnecessary, but harmless. At least they didn't remove something that's been in the past 2 games for it. The weird thing is that the stage Final Destination has its own Final Destination form, which is the exact same. So yeah, Smash Mode is pretty standard. The real meat of the game is in Games and More. No, seriously, that's what it's called. Here's where you can create your own custom fighters and custom Miis, view all of your trophies and such, and tweak options if you so choose. This is also where you can play the new Trophy Rush, where you can get new trophies and items easily. But come on, that's not what you want. You want to know about the solo modes. Well, let's start with the simplest first, Stadium. We have Multi-Man Smash, where you can now fight random Miis instead of wireframes or alloys or polygons. Home Run Contest also returns, and you can once again rack up trophies and other collectibles if you know what you're doing. Target Smash, however, was replaced with Target Blast, which is like Home Run Contest mixed with Angry Birds, and a shit ton more required timing and strategy. The main 2 other modes are Classic and All-Star, which, unlike in Brawl, is now available to you from the start, but it only contains the starting characters at first. As you unlock characters by winning a certain number of matches or completing specific other tasks, they are not immediately added to your All-Star mode. I find it really stupid and pointless how you won't have any of the unlockable characters able to fight you in that mode unless you have them all. Oh well, it's not that bad. If you want to get all of their trophies for that mode, I suggest doing it before you unlock all of the characters. And then you only have to do the full one once. But hey, where's the fun in that? Also, if they're even going to bother having 2 versions of it, why not let us switch between them even after we get the full mode? Anyways, what's interesting about this mode this time is that you fight the characters in order of their first appearances. That's pretty neat if you ask me. Now for the real main mode of the game, Classic. It's just like before, except now you get to choose your path, deciding what series you have to fight characters from. If you take the route with more prizes on it, you're bound to have a tough fight ahead of you, so be careful not to get too greedy. You can also now choose your difficulty from 0.0 to 9.0. It starts you at 2.0 though, and every other difficulty costs a price. At 3.0, you get the option to fight both Master Hand and Crazy Hand at the end instead of just Master Hand, for better prizes that is. At 5.1, however, once you wear down Master Hand in that fight a bit, Crazy Hand flees, and the new final boss emerges, Master Core. Depending on the level of difficulty you choose, Master Core can range from having only 2 phases to a whopping 4. The true final fight belongs to level 8.0. If you can beat that, you are truly the master of this game. Unless you can beat 9.0, which is even harder. At 8.0, you also lose your option to fight only Master Hand. Sucks to suck, I guess. Then again, if you suck, you probably won't make it that far. Finally, if you so choose, there are 3 walls of challenges, like in Brawl, that you can complete to unlock new stages, trophies, music, and tons more. This game is jam-packed full of content. But in the grand scheme of things, when you look at all the stuff that the Wii U version has to offer, you notice a lot of things that this game dropped from Brawl. It doesn't have special Brawl, it doesn't have offline tourneys, it doesn't have event mode. But honestly, I didn't notice any of this stuff when I was playing. I don't know if it was just because I haven't played Brawl in a while, or maybe because I never even played those modes that often. Also, looking at all of the other stuff in the Wii U version, it makes the 3DS version look way inferior, and it should, because this one is on a handheld, and that one is on a console. So, honestly, Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 3DS is a good game. But when compared to its console counterpart, I would not pick it. If you have a choice, go with the Wii U version. I mean, I could be wrong, which I'll address in my review of that game if I am. But it doesn't look like it. If you don't have a choice, like you own a 3DS and not a Wii U, or you're limited on money right now, get the 3DS version. It's definitely not bad. There's no huge flaws, except for no ice climbers, and I think that it's a fun experience that will keep you distracted for a while. But, again, the Wii U version looks to be better as expected. Can't wait to play that, but until then, I think this version will suffice. Till then, I am MattCraft.derp, and I will see you guys next time.